Hey everyone, welcome back to Fighting Spirit Film Festival. I've got an interview for you today with a special guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Ramin Sohrab. I'm action director, filmmaker, actor, martial artist, whatever you wanted to call it, that's what I am. So great to be here and thank you for having me.
And a magician, because you blow everyone's minds with how you get things done.
Oh my God,
I've heard your stories on how you get filmmaking done. You make the impossible possible.
oh my God. I think that's the power of manifesting. That's the power of imagining something that you don't physically have it here, but you can feel it so deeply in your core that whatever action happens after that is consciously created by creating the feeling. How would it feel to create something like that? The action scene, a short film, a movie, or whatever it is. But thank you for noticing that. Thank you.
Can you describe yourself in 3 fictional characters?
Oh yeah, I would say, yeah, this is a nice one. I would say Morpheus from Matrix, Shifu from Kung Fu Panda, and Rick from Rick and Morty show. I think those are good kind of 3 characters that could maybe describe me. But yeah, for me, saying those 3 characters is that, first of all, Morpheus, in a way that I've been lately in my life, I've been having this new path where I am very curious about consciousness, energy, frequency, how everything works, and how a lot of the programs in this world might, in a way, limit us to do more, believe more, and especially believe in ourselves. So I feel the need of this Morpheus trying to find people to actually give them the motivation and inspire them to actually go and create. And then Shifu from the Kung Fu Panda, because I've been teaching martial arts since I was a little kid. And from those age to this moment, I feel that the whole Shifu mentality came when I found my inner peace. So with finding my inner peace, I could become the Morpheus to share the knowledge and the power we are as a consciousness and how we can create our most desired life. And then Rick from Rick and Morty, just because he just doesn't give a damn. He's a character that knows everything is a program. You're supposed to act certain way to feel certain things. So this Rick character, I love how he just goes, creates, no matter of any type of physical limitation. He thinks beyond the limitation. He thinks beyond the physical.
What is the best part of your job as a filmmaker and an actor, and all the multi-hyphenates?
The best part is to see how something that I imagined, something that I felt, can be heard, can be seen. So just seeing that becoming to life, and then realizing that I was the creator who created that art, created that emotions to go finally experience that. So I would say the creation part, the art in itself, to create something that is not out there, but is something that was inside of you, and then suddenly from that blossomed this amazing experience. So I think the creation part is the most exciting part, and how everything just comes together.
Let's talk about the short film that you created called We Are Home. How did the story come about?
We Are Home we started talking about it with my very great friend Mark Hobson, and he was a DOP on my feature film Layers of Lies, which we shot in Finland and in Iran against all odds. And then after that, we started talking about possibly doing a lens test for a Xeen company who does these amazing lenses for indie filmmakers and professional use. And we didn't want to do anything like, those traditional lens tests where you have slow motions and somebody is just very colorfully in front of the camera where you test the lens. We wanted to actually test it. How would it feel to shoot an indie action short film in 2 days in Prague, in somewhere I've never shot before, with a crew I've never met before. So actual lens tests where we put all that pressure in those lenses to deliver what we want, the cinematic look, the flares, the whatnot, hallucination, and all of that. So we started thinking how we could create that. And from those conversations, we got people at the Xeen get excited about, yeah, what if the actual lens test is a short film? What if the lens test is in an actual environment, shooting so complex fighting scenes in locations that is very like tough for some lenses? So in a way, that was our real live test for how we could use those lenses. And out of that imagination became this beautiful short film that we called We Are Home.
What was the writing process like? How did you do the world building for We Are Home?
So the world building, because I'm very good at trying to see what is our budget, what is the limit, what is the limitation in the program for me to get what I want to get, which is this beautiful short film. So when I started thinking of, okay, how can I create something with the budget we have, with the limitations, because they are as limitation as you want them to be, but they can actually help you create something unique with those limitations, which then in the end, those limitations actually were the possibilities for you to make something beautiful. So then when we got the budget, we know how much we have, we know where are we going to shoot, and what are some elements that I have in order to build this world, build this screenplay for it. Then ideas just come, because I already know the rules. The rules are that I want to shoot something in the maximum 2 location. I already knew who are the players in those rules, like how many actors do we need, what type of actors. And when you start putting piece by piece together, by end of it, you will have a story to attach whatever things you have in your disposal to create this short film. So in a way, I'll see what I have, and based on what I have, I let my creation part. When I close my eyes, I meditate, I think about the story, I think about the arc. I always think about, if I would shoot this as a movie, as a full-length movie, what is the story I want to tell? And when I have that answer, I'll just take that and make it as short as possible within the budget I have, but I'm still telling the big story, the big universe about this, about this experiment of these soldiers who die and nobody then looks after them, but they are brought back into the system, back into the program, to use them as super soldiers to go and kill and do all these dirty works. But then one of them sets free from the matrix, sets free from that world, where he goes like, the only way I can get my brother to actually wake up is to take him home, take him where all this started, why we went to war. We wanted to protect our house, protect our family, and all of that. So all of that start with what I have. How could I tell this as a feature film story? And then narrowing it down to fit to whatever I have. So it's like
the fundamentals.
Yeah.
How did you do the casting?
The casting, we had a great producer on ground in Prague, Henri. So Henri basically sent me audition tapes, and he asked me what type of characters would fit the story. And then based on the videos I saw, the auditions, the pictures, we could kind of have this idea of who would play what character. And when you are creating a project, your casting becomes whatever you imagine to have in that type of a short film. So it came very close to what I had already imagined. And so it kind of cast itself in a way.
How did you find a crew that you entrusted with your vision?
Well, it's very hard to always find a crew that you just automatically trust. But if you go on a set and you become the example, the energy, the frequency that you would want them to work with you and not for you, that's a space that at least I would love to work on that set, where I feel equal, where I feel my voice is heard, where I feel that this is something we are doing together. This is not something I'm doing for them. So I try to not have separation in the crew. So I didn't know anything about the crew. I just knew when I got on a set on a day, I got introduced, hey, here's your assistant director, here's your designer, here's this and here's that. And then when you're genuinely interested about why they are there, why they are doing, and what is their intention, you will have a bond that is very strong on set, where there is no hierarchy. There is no like, okay, I'm this director from Finland coming to shoot some short film for South Korean Xeen company. So it becomes a passion project, and for them to be with you as a team to create, you need to be the example of that frequency, of that energy. So setting the tone, so-called. So I don't care about the crew. I just go there, I set the tone. This is what we are doing, and I need to know why somebody is there. If there is a intention behind them being there, I know we're going to have a fantastic crew and fantastic shooting days.
How did you find the locations for We Are Home?
Our producer, Henri, kept sending me and Mark different photos of different warehouses. And as I said, when you imagine those scenes in your head, once you see that location, once the frequency of that location is matching with whatever you were creating, then you just know. And then when you go there, you just make it work by changing the frequency of your story. So in a way, it was a very easy process to find that.
Curious to why did you choose Prague to shoot the film?
One of my manifestations and one of my so-called dreams as a filmmaker was to go to a country I've never been, shoot a short film or a project with a bunch of people that I've never worked with, or like I really wanted to put myself in a position that doesn't matter where I am, who I'm working with, or what are the circumstances. I wanted to have a dream where somebody would hire me to go to a country to create something beautiful with the local crew and make it work and send it to the other side of the world for them to showcase it for their partners and people. So I just wanted to do international project. And Prague just came very naturally because our DOPs, our cameramans, Mark's wife is from there. So from that region. So it's easy for us to go and plan. So it was just something I wanted to experience in this world, and I'm glad I did that. Because actually, which is funny, we are back together. Me, Mark, Henri, we just last week had a phone call. There's a project I'm very excited about, which I would love to shoot again in Prague. Henri got excited. He already has amazing people that want to be involved, because we already did it once with We Are Home, and it works as a good proof of concept. But yeah, we're back again with Mark, Henri, and we are planning for something special in the future.
How were the costumes and props sourced for the film, and how were the costumes designed to reflect the tone of the film?
Well, we had a lot of limitation with the budget, so we just tried to be very creative by finding different stores here and there. And we had people on ground that would go and buy the costumes. And I remember I bought some costumes from Finland. Like I bought some of the costumes for the other actors, and then our DOP bought something, and his wife bought it. So everybody was contributing, and when they saw something that could fit to that vision, they would take a picture. We would have a WhatsApp group, and then we would get an idea. So as a director, I think the best part was that including everybody into the creation. So it's not like them trying to guess what does Ramin want to shoot or how would he want to. you can reach me on a WhatsApp chat, send me the picture, and I'll give you my honest opinion. And then together we get to that final design.
Can you talk about the fight choreography design and how you worked with your stunt coordinator, Pepe Karai?
Pepe Karai. So Pepe has been my student, my friend, my assistant director, stunt coordinator. I've been having such a long relationship with him professionally, where we've done a lot of fight scenes together. We choreographed, we trained other actors, and done action design for different projects. So for us, it's kind of like a dance. We kind of know what is the tone, how do we want to put the fight together. In Finland, we had a couple of training sessions with Jesse, the other actor who was also beautifully in the project. So we did some rehearsals there. We did some rehearsals on the spot. But in order to that we would have a long practice of designing everything, not so much for us. It became very naturally. As we got to the space, we could design the fit for what type of fight scene that would be. And we really wanted to make the fight scene, I wouldn't say robotic, but I would say very soldier-like, very kind of like if somebody would program that in you, how would you fight? It would be very specific. The kicks, the hits, the emotions, everything is kind of like a dance in a term. And then it's very harsh, and the environment, it's very, in a way, synchronized. So everything is fit on those spots. So then with Pepe, we rehearsed on the spot. He looked everything that works, and we have this nice moment where Pepe can be behind the camera with Mark. As Mark is filming, Pepe can give me the cues of it was a hit, it was a miss, it needs a little bit speed, you need to slow down a little bit. So it's very much synchronizing the dance, the movement between the fight scenes. And that has been something that me and Pepe have been blessed with, because we can imagine the fight scene even if it's not created yet physically.
What was the best part of filming We Are Home?
Just to go to a country I've never been to, work with people I've never worked with, and creating something beautiful for Xeen company. All that, the whole experience from the moment I landed to Prague to the moment I met the crew, went there, talked with them, and all of that. The whole short film was shot in 2 days, but all of that was an amazing adventure for me.
What was the most challenging part of filming We Are Home?
Well, I would say the challenges was actually part of the adventure, but there was challenges of fitting everybody. It was challenges of putting everything in order for us to be able to shoot it, for us to be able to do it with the budget we have, and just to make everything work. It has its own challenges, but that's why we are making it, because I can look through those challenges by manifesting results, by feeling how would it feel to make it work. So instead of getting stuck in that challenge, I create the feeling that is the actual outcome for what I would want to be experiencing. So in a way, it was part of it, but just the challenge of putting everything together with the budget we had in a country I've never shot before. So all of that was a big challenge.
And it worked itself out.
It worked, yeah. But somebody needed to make it work. Somebody needed to create that possibility. And I feel when we started talking with Mark and Henri and everybody involved in that project, we all created a possibility which we can now witness by watching it.
What was the editing process like?
Well, Mark took good care of that editing part in Dubai and started putting everything together. And then I helped with the action scene parts, because there's a certain rhythm into the fight scene. And I kind of, when I'm shooting a scene, I can kind of see the editing part of it. So I came involved to help with the action parts. And then everything kind of worked itself after that. The color, everything was already, we were very in tune with Mark. What do we want it to look like. And it's amazing because every project I make with Mark, we always win best cinematography or best best film, best short film, best. But the part I'm very excited about is every single project I do with Mark, we win best cinematography. Like we design it like that.
What was the best feedback that you received?
Well, the feedback you told me in the beginning of the interview, do you remember what you told me?
That you're a magician.
Yeah, that was amazing. Because to be honest, what makes magic is that you think something is possible if somebody else think that no, that's not a possibility. How could you do that? How could you go to Iran and with few $100,000 shoot a full-on international action movie with 60 location, with Finnish actors, Iranian crew, Finnish crew, 200 people on set with that budget? How? But the magician knows something, and that knowing is that creator part, where when I start creating, I don't think of the obstacles of the programs and the matrix that could limit me. I just see everything as a possibility. If somebody hasn't done something, great, that means I can create that possibility and go and experience that. So in a way, I think that was very nice feedback. I am a magician. I think the magic comes from the possibilities I can create for myself. And I hope everybody else, there's so many amazing filmmakers, action filmmakers, and I see them in your lovely festivals and all these beautiful festivals that they play, and they're getting so good. They're getting so much better. But that's because they are the magicians who are creating those opportunities and those possibilities for themselves. If you don't create it for yourself, the magic ain't going to happen by itself. Somebody needs to create that magic. So you are the magic, so-called.
Will there be more development for We Are Home?
Yes, we are now talking with Henry. We are talking with Mark. We are actually thinking of going back to Prague, and we have this amazing one location action movie. It's going to be incredible. So we are talking, and hopefully soon I can update everyone on what we are doing and how we get this crew back together.
And now time for speed round. So you pick one film per question.
Okay, this hard questions. Let's go.
You have 10 seconds for each question.
What
is your current favorite film?
Current favorite film? Matrix. Yeah, I love Matrix.
What is your favorite cult classic film?
Man, oh my God, this is so fun. About Kickboxer from let's put Kickboxer from old, like the 80s, or some Bruce Lee movies. Oh my God. And Enter the Dragon. Let's put Enter the Dragon.
What film makes you laugh the most?
Well, Rick and Morty makes me laugh a lot. It's a series, but it makes me laugh a lot.
What is the best film made in the last 5 years?
Well, Interstellar, was it made 5 years ago? Interstellar, I think it was made 5 years ago, 2017 or something. Or no, it was much longer time ago. Oh my God. Maybe John Wick series, but that was more than 5 years ago. Damn, it's very hard to find the last one. But let's go with Interstellar. Christopher Nolan.
And which cinematic universe would you like to live in?
I think I could do a lot of good in Marvel. I think I could do some magician, manifester, new superhero called Manifester.
Well, thank you for taking time out of your day to talk to us.
Absolutely.
Very insightful.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. And I'm excited for the future of the festival, for future of all these action filmmakers. Just go, believe in yourself, believe in your vision. You are the creator. You create within by feeling, and then you go and experience your beautiful, beautiful creation. So thank you, and aho to you.
Thank you.
Bye.